I've been using iOS 16 for about 24 hours now, and in this video, I'm gonna share with you 6 of my favorite features so far. Also, 16 years of iOS? That's crazy. The first feature is sideways Face ID. Yes, you heard me correctly. And that new unlock animation. That's right, you can now unlock your iPhone if you're holding it sideways. I'm honestly surprised how well this works. It's a small detail, but I like the disappearing lock symbol up top now. It's substantially smaller and goes away when the phone is unlocked. Again, a teeny touch, but I like it. Up next, huge updates to the lock screen. Finally, for the first time ever, Apple allows you to change the font and color of the clock, and even add widgets. Having a lock screen that looks like this in comparison to what it's been like for, I don't know, like the last 10 years is a striking but a welcome change. To customize your lock screen, you simply tap and hold on your lock screen when the phone is unlocked, and you're brought to this screen. To create a new lock screen, press the plus icon down here. You'll see a bunch of pre-made categories like weather and astronomy and emoji. I personally like those colors at the bottom. I'll choose the first one. From here, you can first swipe between the different presets like vapor, there's deep, tone, and a few others. Tapping that color icon lets you select a specific color, and you can adjust the intensity with that slider. And notice the 3 boxes up top. Each of these are customizable. Instead of having the date below the time, you can now put more information up there besides the date. I like this one with the date and temperature. Tapping the clock box lets you change between 6 of these preset fonts. You can also select the color of the clock, which changes that top widget color as well. And that third box on the bottom is for more widgets. Right now, you're limited to first-party widgets like batteries, clocks, stocks, things like that. You can add a few widgets to that box depending on their size. And now I've got a decently customized, unique lock screen that, again, looks pretty different than iPhone lock screens usually do. I'm hoping we see support for third-party widgets and more fonts to choose from in the future. The next feature is haptic feedback when typing, meaning your phone does small vibrations every time you hit a key. To enable this, go to Settings, go to Sounds and Haptics, and then scroll down to Keyboard Feedback and make sure haptic is turned on. Personally, I find this super helpful when typing. And yes, Android phones have had this feature for a really long time, and I've been tweeting about this for like 10 years. Apple, thank you. This next feature is definitely more cool than it is useful. But now in iOS 16, you can easily remove the background from most images. All you have to do is press and hold on a subject, and the iPhone does its magic. It automatically separates the subject from the background. While you're still holding it down, you can then drag and drop your image into a Twitter Compose window or send it to a friend. I tried this on a handful of pictures, and most of the time, it works surprisingly well. And you're not limited to images captured with your iPhone. I hope that when the full build of iOS 16 ships in the fall, we can easily save these images. Right now, I've been putting them in a note and then saving them that way. Number 5, updates to messages. You can finally mark a thread as unread. You can either slide over from the left side and then tap, or you could just drag all the way over and it marks it as unread. However, keep in mind, what you're doing here is marking the entire thread as one unread message. You can't mark multiple messages in that thread as unread. Again, just the whole thread. And yes, it puts that blue bubble back so you know it's unread. You can now unsend messages in iOS 16. You simply press and hold and the option is right there. You can also edit a message. Again, just tap and hold, tap edit, type in your message, and click send. Right now, these features only work in iOS 16. I've tested this with friends in iOS 15, and it's pretty janky. I am in a beta right now, so that's to be expected. Also, you'll have 15 minutes to unsend or edit messages, according to a footnote on Apple's website. For number 6, we're going back to the lock screen. Notifications now show up at the bottom rather than in the center like they always have. Whether it's for reachability or aesthetic purposes, I think it's going to take some time to get used to, but I like this change. Feels like things are more clean and organized now. The Now Playing widget is also at the bottom of the lock screen now. now, keeping things in line with this new design. I tested this with Spotify and Apple Music. Apple expanded on this bottom of the lock screen real estate thing, and they showed some examples of live activities, live scores or tracking an Uber ride, for example, all accessible from the bottom of the lock screen now. I think they're cool, and yes, they're just widgets, but let us have our widgets. And for a quick added bonus, you thought I was done, Apple added some live text enhancements. The first is live text for video, meaning you can pause a video that has text in it and get access to copy, lookup, translate, and more. Also, there's now quick actions for live text, like instantly converting grams to ounces. Apple added a camera to its Translate app, something Google Translate has had for a long time, but it works pretty well. Glad to see it in there now. There are so many more features Apple added in iOS 16, and I've linked to Apple's landing page in the description if you want to see more. Or if you missed the keynote, that's linked below as well. And if you don't want to watch the whole keynote, I've linked to The Verge's cut down also in the description. Either way, let me know your favorite new feature in iOS 16 if you've upgraded to the beta. Mine is definitely haptic feedback while typing. Again, thank you, Apple. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. And if you're watching this and you're not subscribed already, click it.